Okay, Evan, do you see these guardians right here?
Yes.
You can shock them. See this?
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Okay. Could you explain to me why?
Because,
Just
okay.
fucking do it, man.
I'm not gonna do it then.
The fuck, man? You're like a fucking teenage daughter, man. Fuck this.
Oh, shit. And then we're gonna activate. God, what, Louis?
You mean I'm gonna have to kill the big gummy worm?
Yes, you said you hated gummy worm. Okay, so Louis is gonna activate the train. He's gonna tell us when he does it.
I'm not gonna do it anymore.
Why not? Come
I
on.
became friends with the mutant gummy worm. I don't want to kill him.
As soon as the worm gets hit, you're gonna shock all the
All
little
of these
things.
three.
Wait, where's the fourth one?
He's
We
all
didn't even
high
get
up in
the
the
three
sky.
of it. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This has been explained so many times to you. You're like a dad teaching a kid with no fucking mobility in his legs on a tricycle when someone's pushing him.
Okay, is everybody ready?
I think my pizza's here.
No, there's no pizza.
Here lies Dr. Zoidberg. I'm gonna miss this son of a bitch.
He was my friend.
Do you guys remember that one time in class when he just kept raising his hand?
And he never said anything except for,
I'm gonna miss that son of a bitch.
and remember when we were in a zombie apocalypse and he knew exactly what to do?
You got me, lobster?
Such great times.
I know.
Remember that?
Such great times.
Remember that time when he died? Oh wait, that was
that
just happened.
literally happened like
Okay.
4 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, we didn't even move him. He just died right here.
Does anybody else have anything to say?
I want to say one thing, and that one thing is Zoidberg didn't really like any of you.
Sorry, this is for friends and family only.
Hi, I'm Daisy Ducati. I am queer because I find myself attracted to and interested in many different types of people. I don't really like to define my sexuality based on gender or sex or any of those things. I just find people that I'm attracted to, and there are lots of people that I like to sleep with. I also like variety, so I don't really have a type per se. What really tends to get me sometimes, I really like a balance between butch and femme. So I like someone that can kind of play with it, like someone that has muscles and wears makeup. That to me is really sexy. I am doing pornography, one, just because I generally enjoy it, but also because it's a way for me to sort of express my sexuality publicly. Like, I am a huge exhibitionist, but I also like to engage in a lot of types of alternative sexuality, I guess you could call it. And I sort of want to represent those things in a positive light. I also like being able to represent for women of color in a way that's not exploitative in the industry. I feel like a lot of images of people in color in general in the industry tend to be very stereotyped and just very offensive, and it doesn't need to be that way. Like, we are normal people that are a part of this society that have sex just like everyone else, or maybe we have wild, crazy sex that no one's ever seen before, but there are ways to represent it on our own terms. And I kind of like to imagine myself having wild, crazy sex or just vanilla sex and being like, yes, I am a woman of color, but that's not why I'm having this kind of sex.
And kinky as hell.
So I am kinky as hell, which is another reason for me getting into porn. I get to live out a lot of fantasies that I may not have had access to, or I just get to experiment in ways that are fun and exciting to me. So as far as my personal kinks, I am into a lot of things. I really, really, really love medical play, which can be kind of taboo sometimes, things like speculums and cold clinical instruments. I also like bondage and spanking and just a whole range of things. I love fisting. I could go down the list for hours. So if I could have my fantasy scene or my ideal scene, I really like the element of surprise in scenes. So I would love to show up to a set and like not really know who I'm shooting with. Obviously it would be safe and planned out and well organized, but to show up and like not really know what's gonna happen and just kind of jump right into it and have like this wild, crazy, maybe like a gangbang scene or some sort of kidnapping scene, something with a lot of shock and surprise. I do get a lot of feminist critique of what I do and the things that I choose to engage in, and the way that I see it is my fantasies are my own. And if I can create a safe and consensual environment to live out my fantasies, then to me that is very feminist and very empowering, and it's a way for me to experience the things that I want to experience. And like I don't identify as sub or dom, I switch, I do both. So I don't know, I don't want to speak for all submissive women, but when I do submit, specifically on camera, it's because I want to play out a fantasy and I want to be able to test my body and see what I'm capable of. And I also want to experience a situation where I trust another person or persons in a sexual encounter where I can just completely let go, and it's very exciting for me. So I don't feel like I'm being exploited or taken advantage of or perpetuating any sort of like negative images, because it's my fantasy that I'm living out and I don't do anything that I wouldn't want to do. Well, to be honest, I've had a lot of firsts on camera. I've popped a lot of cherries on camera, a lot of things that I either had a hard time finding partners to agree to or just didn't have the equipment for. I think the first time I was fisted, I think, was on camera. I've had a lot of bondage experience that I just don't have the money or equipment for. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I've gotten to do for the first time on camera that I definitely would do again, and a lot of toys that I didn't know existed that I got to use on camera. Like I just found out there was a Hitachi with like the Magic Wand vibrator with an electrode around the head where you can get vibrated and shocked at the same time. And I just found out that this existed because I used it in a shoot. So there's a lot of experiences like that where I'm like, wow, I want one of those. I still can't find it for my wish list though. I feel like it's opened up a whole new community for me in a funny way. Like, I feel like I don't often just get immediately pinned as like queer and an activist and like all these things. But I feel like through participating in queer porn, it's kind of opened me up to people and communities that I can exchange ideas with and interact with and learn from. And that's been incredibly valuable for me.